Just give the kid his Oscar already. In Josh Safdie's Marty Supreme, Timothée Chalamet isn't just good, he's hitting a gear that feels like a total refinement of his entire career. There's one word that defines this movie and you'll feel it almost immediately: propulsive. Not just fast, not just loud, it's propulsive in the sense that the movie never really lets you settle back into your seat. It feels like something grabbing you by the collar and dragging you forward, scene by scene, until suddenly the credits are rolling and you're sitting there trying to catch your breath. Josh Safdie's latest is funny, bawdy, chaotic, occasionally shocking, and surprisingly, more emotional than you might be expecting. Especially in its final stretch, where the movie sneaks up on you with a sincerity that feels earned rather than tacked on. You don't leave Marty Supreme feeling impressed so much as wired, like you've just stepped off an exhilarating ride. And at the center of that ride is Timothée Chalamet. Calling him a revelation here almost undersells it, not because he isn't extraordinary, but because he's already proven his talent so many times. From Homeland to Call Me By Your Name, a performance that probably should have won him the Oscar outright, to Dune, Little Women, Lady Bird, Wonka, and a complete unknown, Chalamet hasn't carved out a niche so much as demonstrated pure dexterity. As Marty Mauser is a fast-talking, abrasive, wildly confident shoe salesman in post-war New York who believes he's destined for table tennis supremacy, he gives what might be the most commanding performance of his career. Marty is charismatic, exhausting, and often deeply unlikable, and yet you can't look away. But here's the trick Safdie pulls off. The movie actually dares you not to like Marty, right up until the moment it breaks your heart. Marty starts out as a self-absorbed hustler who treats nearly everyone around him poorly: his married girlfriend Rachel, his emotionally dependent mother, his uncle and boss at the shoe store. Safdie and co-writer Ronald Bronstein don't rush to make you empathize with him. Instead, the plot is so stuffed with humor and escalating peril that it distracts you from the emotional groundwork being laid beneath it. You're laughing, you're stressed, you're watching Marty scheme his way toward international recognition. And before you realize it, he's grown. Not in a clean, inspirational way, but enough that by the end, the emotional payoff lands. If that character study sounds heavy, the technical execution ensures it never feels slow. If you thought Uncut Gems was a heart attack, this is the spiritual successor you've been waiting for. Visually and stylistically, this will feel familiar. Safdie brings back his core collaborators, cinematographer Darius Khondji, composer Daniel Lopatin, and editor Ronald Bronstein. And the film shares that same breathless, high-pressure aesthetic. The camera presses close. The edits are sharp, dialogue overlaps and collides. Structurally, it's similar too. A man working against the clock, risking everything on belief and bravado. The difference is tone. Where Uncut Gems was a crime thriller spiraling toward despair, Marty Supreme is a sports dramedy. And there's something inherently funny about treating ping pong like a life or death calling. The technical execution is rock solid. Khondji's camera mirrors the film's velocity, while Lopatin's score, an inspired blend of period sounds and unexpected 80s synth textures, adds an anachronistic edge that makes the movie feel both grounded and unhinged at the same time. Now, a Safdie movie is nothing without its chaotic ensemble, and the supporting cast here is one of the most eclectic and surprisingly effective lineups I've seen in years. Fran Drescher, underused but perfectly cast as Marty's mother, embodies the quintessential Jewish New York mom. Odessa Asian brings depth and emotional urgency to Rachel, a character who could have easily been sidelined. Tyler, the Creator, is a genuine standout as Wally, Marty's cab-driving partner in Chaos, proving his screen presence extends far beyond voice work. Even Kevin O'Leary is surprisingly effective and genuinely funny as Milton Rockwell, a wealthy power broker who embodies everything Marty both despises and covets. Meanwhile, Gwyneth Paltrow brings a quiet sadness to Kay Stone, a washed-up actress trapped in a loveless marriage, and her chemistry with Chalamet is far better than you might expect. What's notable and intentional is how the film treats its women. Rachel, Kay, Marty's mother, they orbit Marty rather than existing independently. They're collateral. This is Marty's story and the film doesn't pretend otherwise. That choice won't work for everyone, but it's consistent with who Marty is. Presence matters more than polish here. At its core, Marty Supreme is about youth, about ambition, about the reckless, euphoric belief that consequences are optional, and eventually about realizing that belief has an expiration date. Safdie delivers the story with hyperspeed energy, frantic camera work, slashing edits, and dialogue that feels hammered onto the screen. It's personality-driven filmmaking, and through it all, Chalamet dominates. He plays the performance of Marty's life with infectious joy. You feel how much Marty loves the act of becoming someone larger than himself, even as you sense the cost. By the final shot, you're not thinking about table tennis. You're thinking about drive, about obsession, about what it means to bet on yourself. Marty Supreme is one of the year's most exhilarating movies. It's messy, chaotic, often hilarious, and unexpectedly heartfelt. For me, it lands just shy of perfection. A confident 4.5 out of 5 that values momentum and personality over polish. Chalamet said he wants to be one of the greats. After this, it's hard to argue he isn't already well on his way.